everybody, Matt Miller here, Craft Beer Nation. Thanks for tuning in to another quick beer review. I've got a very local beer here tonight. I've got a brewery right here in Stanton, Virginia called Redbeard Brewing Company, and they are a taproom only craft brewery. They are a nano brewery, I guess is how they consider it here in Virginia laws. And they do not have a kitchen. They do not have distribution. They make their beer in the back and they sell it out over the bar in the front. So no canning, no bottling. You come and get growler fills or drink it on premise. So it's really kind of, I guess I think they just had an anniversary. I don't know if it was 1 year or two, but they're pretty new. But they are making some little beers here, some big beers. Their logo is small batches of big beers. So tonight I have a beer from them called ReeDIPAlous. You just have to look at the title of the video to see it, but it's a double IPA, and it is 9% ABV. So I'm going to open up my little 32-ounce growler. I guess they call those grunts. I've got that, and I'm going to pour this bad boy, some of this into a glass here. I can see my carbon down a little bit. I got this growler filled 2 days ago, but not too bad. I still got a finger of lemony colored off-white head there. There's a good bit of haze to it. It's got a nice blonde color here, but it's got haze to it. That certainly is more than just chill haze. That's hop haze. That's vegetation in the brewing process. I'm told from an unreliable source, but a friend who lives here in town, that they don't use any wheat flakes or anything or any oat in the process here. So that would be just unfiltered vegetation in there. So let me dive into this ReeDIPAlous 9% double IPA. Okay, I get hop. I don't know if there's how he's dry hopping this or if he's dry hopping this. I say he. Its name is Jonathan Wright, and his wife own the brewery down there. So, and I've met him a few times. So, I don't know the complete process, but I'm not getting a lot of aroma. I mean, I get some hop and I get some sweet malts, but this isn't like some of the other dippas that jump out of your glass at you. So let me dive into the taste here. And the head is dissipated all the way, and I really want to call that just characteristic of having this growler filled a couple of days ago, so the CO2 is not quite as charged up as it would be straight off the tap. Yeah, well, there's no shortage of hop here, that's for sure. I don't get the. I mean, everybody wants to make these New England style IPAs that are hazy and turbid and citrusy. I don't get that here. I mean, there is definitely some citrus to this. There's some pineapple in there. It is very bitter. It's lots of early edition hops. It's very big, here it is. I took that sip 30 seconds ago, and I'm still getting the back of my tongue is still very bitter from this. There is some malt in the mid there. There is some malt presence. I don't get a whole lot of the 9%. It's not boozy by any means. It's definitely a hop forward, hop first beer. But the malt is there to balance that out just a bit. Really the bitter is really staying with me in the aftertaste here, but it isn't as bright as some of those big Citra double IPAs that we've had, but it isn't unpleasant either. Yeah, it's there is some nice caramel notes to the malt. There is a nice residual sweetness to it as well. But boy, just as soon as the liquid leaves the tongue, you come flying right back to what I can only assume is 70, 80, 90 IBUs. It's really really hoppy. And I guess if you're big beers, small batches of big beers, you better really deliver on the big in a double IPA. So I don't want to linger too much on this. I'm anxious to see what it does here after I'm done recording with a little bit of warming, and maybe I'll put some comments on the YouTube video for that. But it is a good beer. It's a little more balanced than some of the other beers that I've had from Redbeard. So I would say this beer gets a 3.75 caps, CBN caps from me. It isn't quite in that top tier, which is where I start to put the score of 4 caps. But it is certainly a solid offering from a brewery that does not distribute. You've got to come to Stanton, Virginia to get this beer, or I guess pay me to ship it to you in growlers. But cheers to that. So thank you, Redbeard, for the beer, for making this kind of beer right here a block from my house. And until next time, cheers.